Hello everyone, I trust you had an amazing week. I'm sure you have one or two testimonies of God's faithfulness in your life within the last 7 days. Don't forget to share it with your Homechurch family when the opportunity presents itself. Your testimony could be someone else's faith-boosting pill. Today in our series, Hope Against All Odds, we take a look at a very interesting subject, and it's titled Benefits of the Storm. Last week we learned a few things about the character of God that gives us hope, which is God cannot lie, He cannot change, and He never fails. Have you ever read a promise of God from scriptures that seemed like you would rather not claim it? Such is the case in this particular text in John 16 verse 33, where Jesus says to us, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble. But take heart, I have overcome the world. And the reason is because we all love our comfort and our peace of mind. But truthfully, no matter how much we desire to have that serene and tranquil life, we must be conscious of this one truth. We live in a broken and a sin-laden world. So it's almost certain that storms will come. This is what Jesus prepares us for when He tells us in that text, in this world you will have trouble. So storms are inevitable. But did you notice in the B part of that text, Jesus gives us a promise. He says, take heart, I have overcome the world. What this means is we already know the outcome of this storm, and that is you are victorious. Hallelujah. Do you know that the storms of life are not without benefits? Oftentimes we are so caught up with life's challenges, we miss out on the vital lessons that God could be teaching us in those moments of crisis. There's a mental fortitude that you develop that enables you to wade through life challenges and come out on the other side unscathed. James chapter 1 from verse 2 to 4, and I would love to use the Message translation, says this to us. Consider it a sheer gift, friends, when tests and challenges come at you from all sides. You know that under pressure, your faith life is forced into the open and shows its true colors. So don't try to get out of anything prematurely. Let it do its work so that you become mature and well developed, not deficient in any way. Let's quickly look at some of the benefits of life storms in this text. The first one is this: you gain perspective. Perspective is the way you see something or your interpretation to life. James says, consider it a sheer gift. Another translation says, count it all joy. How do you tell someone going through life challenges to count it all joy? It takes a change of perspective for you to see victory in your pain. Gaining the right perspective automatically changes our response to situations around us. One of the benefits of life challenges is that it helps you see that you don't have control, total control, and that you need to learn to lean on the one who does. Learning to trust God brings us to a place of maturity through life's challenges. The second benefit of the storms of life is that it's a test of faith. James tells us that under pressure, our faith life is forced into the open and shows its true colors. Do you know that the stability and buoyancy of a vessel at sea is truly tested when it's face to face with a storm or when it comes against a storm? In the same vein, our faith, when put under pressure by the storms of life, reveals our true strength. Proverbs 24 tells us in verse 10 that if we faint in the day of trouble, it means our strength is small. Life's challenges can reveal to us who we really are and our capacity to withstand the pressures of this life. The big question then becomes, how am I growing in faith and absolute dependence on God through challenges? It's important while going through storms to pay attention to life's lessons that are waiting to be unearthed through the process. The third point is maturity. So don't try to get out of anything prematurely. Let it do its work so you become mature and well developed, not deficient in any way. That's what James says. Have you noticed that older people tend to be calmer and oftentimes less unfazed by the things that bother much younger people? It is usually because they have seen life through several lenses and have learned to prioritize and allocate value appropriately. The storms of life will mature you if you pay attention to the lessons therein. You are able to persevere, make better decisions born out of experience and even sometimes the pain. God's word admonishes us. Don't be in a hurry to get out of the storm. Let it mature you. So rather, ask God for grace through the process and wisdom while it lasts. Trust me, you will be better for it. The last but not the least point is mentorship. Paul the Apostle tells us in 2 Corinthians chapter 1, if you read verse 4, that God comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort others. When they are troubled, we will be able to give them the same comfort that God has given to us. Life's challenges offer us the opportunity to teach and strengthen others through sharing our experiences of grace and the faithfulness of God in those times of trouble. And this includes our victories as well as our failures and our pain. Have you ever wondered why people will pay handsomely to attend the Masterclass? Usually by someone whose wealth of knowledge and experience can hardly be contested on the subject matter. Do you know that your life's experiences are someone else's masterclass? Listen to this quote. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. These were the words of Joseph in Genesis chapter 50 verse 20, while he was standing before his brothers at the end of his travails and teaching them about the faithfulness of God through all he had endured. Your experiences are great tools in God's hand. So let God in, and he will use you to accomplish great things in the lives of other people. I sincerely hope you have been blessed through today's teaching. It is my earnest prayer that whatever you're going through at this very moment, that the grace of our God will strengthen you through it and release to you wisdom beyond this world to come out stronger, wiser on the other side of the storm in Jesus' name. And somebody say amen. Do have a rich discussion time till we come again next week. God bless you.